go follow this amazing author. Anyways, this is Fallen Angel, Ayato Kirishima, ex-reader, Book 1, Chapter 5. Toka knocked softly on the door. There was a muffled reply, so the young ghoul assumed it was come in. So she walked in. Wayan was as usual under her sheets. Toka walked over to her bed and sat by her side. Wayan didn't stir. Wayan. When there was no reply, Toka continued. I know you heard the conversation last night. Are you scared of me? No, came the soft reply. Good. Don't worry, no one will harm you. There was no movement, and Toka sighed. I just wanted to apologize. I was acting on impulse. It's just that ghouls couldn't live with humans, and there's nowhere you could have went, so... I guess I panicked. I'm sorry. Wayan pushed the bed sheet off and sat up and stared at the older girl. Toka's eyes widened a bit at the maturity of her 10-year-old stare. I'm not mad. I understand. I'm like walking livestock for you and Ayato. My parents, they're gone. I have no one left, so whether you choose to keep me or not will both result in what I want. If I die, I can see Mummy and Daddy. If I'm alive, I can be with you and Ayato and Mr. Manager. Wayan smiled softly, her eyes shut. It wasn't the same as before, but it was close, and it made Toka's heart tug with sadness. That's my uncle. We're not going to ask questions. She pulled the younger girl in her arms and smiled sadly, tears pouring from her pale blue eyes. Wayan smiled and hugged her back. Yoshimura stood by the door, smiling at the scene in front of him. Maybe, just maybe, we can keep her. There are a few rules I'm going to lay down for you, in order for you to exist in harmony with the other ghouls. Is that okay? Yoshimura asked in a stern voice. Wayan smiled brightly, practically skipping in her step as she walked side by side with him down the hallway. Okay, Mr. Manager-san. First one, you have to be obedient. There are some ghouls from other worlds that come here that are not as peaceful as the ones you'll meet here. But I tell you to go upstairs, you do it without a second thought. Do you understand? She nodded. Yes, Mr. Manager-san. Second rule, always knock. You never know if you might walk into someone eating. Girls especially don't like that, so please don't forget your manners. She nodded again, her eyes lighting up as she spotted Ayato down the hallway. His head was hung low as he walked towards them, his long blue hair sweeping over his eyes. He looked up just in time as she spotted him. His eyes widened slightly in panic as she waved. Smiling brightly, he quickly dashed into a random room. Wayan furrowed her brows in confusion. Wayan-chan, you see that room right there? He pointed to a closed door. Across from them, she nodded a bit, distracted by Ayato's weird behavior. Yeah? Never, under any circumstances, go in there. Once you are old enough, maybe you will be allowed, but for now, it's forbidden for you. Wayan nodded, staring at the door for a moment. What could be in there? Come on, I'll introduce you to Mr. Yomo. You'll be training with him starting tomorrow, Yoshimura informed as he continued walking down that peaceful, smile still etched on his wise, wrinkled face. Wayan blinked, turning to Yoshimura, who was already ahead of her. To training, she started running beside him. He hummed. You need to know how to defend yourself from any ghouls. Now that you'll be living with us, it's only right for you to at least know how to look out for yourself. She looked down and fiddled hands nervously. Is he a ghoul? She's seen the white-haired men before, once or twice a month at Antegu, but she never approached him because he gave off an intimidating vibe. Yoshimura glanced at the small girl that suddenly looked anxious and fidgety. Yes, he is, he answered, slowing his pace. But don't worry, Mr. Yomo is very tolerable with human blood and would never harm anyone if not necessary for survival, especially not you. They stepped by his office door. He turned to the small girl and smiled kindly. Are you ready? I need to know now. If not, we can always start whenever you're ready. Wayan thought back to Ayato, the cold-hearted boy with a rude mouth that saved her life. He didn't just save her, he picked up the broken pieces of her life afterwards. If she trained and was strong, she could protect herself, and Ayato wouldn't have to worry about her. She thought about her parents, their beautiful warm smiles and infectious laughter, how her mum would kiss her temple and brush her hair to sleep. How her father would give her piggyback rides when she was too sore to walk and chase her around the playground in a game of tag. She swallowed the lump in her throat and tightened her fist. All I could do was scream and watch the light slip away from their eyes. Not again. I'm not going to be as pathetic as that ever again. I'm ready. That's the end of that chapter. So that was pretty good. These chapters are really, really lovely. So yeah, can't wait to finish this book. I've read a lot of Ayato X readers. I'm not gonna lie, I've read many of those, but not very many quite like this one. By that I mean not many that are anywhere near as good as this. Oh, my hair's curly. I don't know why I told you that, but sorry about any background noise and stuff. You can definitely hear background noise because there's someone right outside my door. Well, not right outside, but somewhere out there, so that's not too amazing, but yeah, I moved again, so, you know, it's hard, constantly moving from house to house with guardian to guardian, but it's hard to get used to it. I called Mum today. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I mostly spoke to my brothers and sisters. So yeah.